Hello, my name is Mike Evatt from Oconee County. I'm seeking the position of first vice chair of the South Carolina Democratic Party.
So Mike Evatt, you introduced yourself on Thursday, March 31st, that you were going to run as first vice chair of the South Carolina Democratic Party. Tell us about yourself and why you're running.
Well, I'm a lifelong South Carolina Democrat. I've been involved at all levels of the Democratic Party, from the precinct level up through third vice chair of the county party chair, current state executive committee member, and on the executive council. And I'm just tired of the way we're running business in the party. It's not producing wins for the people.
What do you propose to do so that we can start winning campaigns?
Well, first of all, I think we need a long-term strategic plan. We need one that will have benchmarks with 2, 4, and 10 years out, so we can measure ourselves and see what kind of results we're getting. I think it's time that we engage the grassroots, and I'm a grassroots person. I have run for office. I have know what it takes to run a campaign for office, for the General Assembly and for the County Council, and we've got to re-engage our local folks back home in order to build the state party. We need to look at some counties and see what they're doing right. We need to look at other counties and see where they must be operating poorly, and try to communicate and engage the grassroots folks and get them back involved in the Democratic Party to take South Carolina back.
So are you proposing, with your experience within the party structure itself and as a candidate, that you have the knowledge and the solutions to help this party get better organized?
Well, yes, certainly it takes more than any one person to change the way we do politics in South Carolina, and I feel like that we must go back to the grassroots folks. We must go with the small donors. We far too long we've relied on just big money poured into the party, and it just where has it got us? We've lost everything. We have no longer have the state constitutional offices, including the governor. We've lost our delegation to Washington outside of one congressman. And for the good of the people and future generations and my kids and grandkids, we must take South Carolina back.
So what would you say to a possible small dollar donor to get them to be a consistent donor?
Well, I would just let them know that their money makes a difference. My contributions over the years to different candidates and different organizations that support Democratic candidates have shown me that collectively we can raise money together and support these candidates, but we must do more than that. We must get the folks out to vote. We have to get them registered to vote, and then not only register but show up on election day. And clearly what we've been doing hasn't worked. The Republicans are dominating the legislature and the state, and they've led us down a road to failure and to destruction, and it's time that we change the South Carolina Democratic Party so we can change South Carolina. Because it's been said, where the Democratic Party goes, so goes the state of South Carolina. Clearly the Republicans do not have the solutions because of if they did, things wouldn't be in such bad shape as they are. So from unemployment to education, we must show the people the distinct difference. We've got to develop our message, stay on message, and be consistent. And the small donors can make such a difference if they get behind and support these candidates, not only financially, but with their time and their effort and their vote. Then we can win elections on election day and change the way things are done in South Carolina.
Okay, so moving away from small dollar donors, who are very important to the movement, what about engaging young people?
Well, we must engage young people. Young people are the future of the party. You know as well as I do that the senior block of voters is the most dedicated block of voters and have been very supportive of the Democrats throughout the years and will continue to be. But a lot of folks are dying off, and we got young people coming in out of schools and into high schools and colleges, and we need to engage those folks and let them know that they're welcome in the South Carolina Democratic Party. They're the future of the South Carolina Democratic Party, and we must reach out to them and have them working on our team and make them realize that that the Democrats is the one that stands up for education. The Democrats is the one that stands up for the working class folks, and show them that contrast between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and make sure they feel welcome here. Use their talents, use their time and energy to help elect candidates that's going to help change their future.
What are some of the things that you've done, specific positions that you think have given you experience to be first vice chair?
Well, I've been a candidate for the General Assembly. I've run for county council. I had very strong support and won 7 out of 9 boxes in one of the most Republican counties in the state. So I know we can win elections, and we can get the grassroots, and when we engage every precinct, and not just the large precincts and not just the large counties, but engage the rural counties and the folks out there. I've also had the honor and privilege of being the first ever elected president of the 3rd Congressional District Democratic Club to recruit. The sole purpose is to recruit candidates to run for our 3rd Congressional seat and support them. And I'm very proud of the work I've done there. I've been the county chair in Oconee County. I've been on the state. I'm currently serving on the state executive committee and the executive council. So I understand and know the Democratic Party and the folks back home. It's just time for us to make some changes at the state level. I'm tired of the leaders selecting our party state party chair every 4 years instead of letting the grassroots Democrats, the delegates, elect somebody. It seems like far too many times I've been to state conventions, things have been cut and dry. I'm in this race to make sure that we have accountability, that we have the votes counted, whether it be a paper ballot or whether it be a roll call vote. These shouting matches and who can holler the loudest and voice votes and stuff must stop, because it's time to let the people decide. It's time to let the Democrats from all 46 counties, the delegates, elect our state chair and not just be handpicked by a few Columbia insiders.
Very good. You have mentioned grassroots, and that seems to be very important to you. What a couple of things that you would do to engage the grassroots, beyond what you said with electing the party officers. You mentioned earlier a long-term strategic plan. Would the grassroots be engaged with that plan?
Well, we must engage them if we're going to win South Carolina back. We have to have party leaders that show a concern and support for local candidates, that supports and engages every county, not just Charleston and Greenville and Columbia, but the rural counties throughout the PD and the Low Country and the Upstate. You know, we're not going to win every county, but we must produce results and larger voter turnout in these Republican counties, particularly in the Upstate, so we can once again find a way to win in the statewide election player. You know, I've been around the Democratic Party all my life. I love the Democratic Party. I've made donations to candidates and all kind of Democratic organizations, Emily's List on down, to make sure that we support women candidates, minority candidates, whatever, and don't forget about the white vote. We got to have the white male vote. But the white male vote left in groves in the late 90s because of remarks made by our former state chair that were very divisive, and I think it's time that we show an inclusion once again to make sure that not only the African American vote is important to us, but the rising Hispanic vote, as well as disgruntled Republicans, and let them know that We're the party of the future. We're the party to stand up for what's right, to stand up for the working class people, instead of what we're seeing in Wisconsin and Ohio and these places where they're doing everything to undermine the workers. We must stand for labor. We must stand for the working class folks. We must stand for kitchen table issues. If we can get folks focused on the issues, then we can win as Democrats. If we just focus on a simple R or D behind our name, then sure, we're going to continue to get our clock clean because these folks think that the Republican Party is the conservative party. But let's look at their record. They're no more conservative than the liberals are. They continue to waste money. Their hypocrisy is so bad. I mean, they run on transparency, and what do? They get to Columbia. They're not transparent. They want government out of their life, but they sure want to tell you what you're going to do in your bedroom or what you're going to do with your womb. And I think we as Democrats need to speak up and speak out and be mindful that that we have a long-standing history with working class folks. That was the backbone of our party, and we must reach out to them and make them welcome once again and continue leading to move South Carolina forward.